It's kind of a strong day. I would not say just special, but strong day. I do feel that things are moving way faster than usual. Um, and many things are just getting presented right in front of my face, to which I'm very grateful for. But of course, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable. Um, and enlightening as it can be. um, as a little bit of background, I would say that um, for the past 5 and more years, I have been traveling full time and kind of um, experiencing life in many different states around Europe, Middle East, and Asia, and this has been forming me incredibly. It allowed me to feel so much. I consider myself very privileged, even though, yeah, it's been difficult. It has been beautiful, it's been enlightening, it's been powerful, but also difficult because there's never been a deep stability. It's a life that has brought me to move often, especially in this year and more. And so here in Asia, where due to visas, it's necessary to move ever so often. And so I've never really considered as a definite solution, or more than solution, I would say possibility, going back to Italy one day as a stable residency. It's it's a difficult step for me to take, and due to some circumstances, I know that lately I have been starting to ground within, knowing that maybe I will go back to Europe soon in order for me to fix some things, uh, like bureaucratic things, and 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 surrendering to it. There's like less resistance, just knowing that, well, if it has to happen, it happens anyway. Like, I know that there's no point in life to resist certain things when it might go that way, and it would just hurt me to try to resist as much as possible. I will try to avoid it if possible, but not resist it. um and so while I just started observing how inside surrendering felt easier in a way, and it doesn't have to be necessarily going back to Italy, and certainly not in places and rooms and situations where I'm not meant to go back to anymore, but still. And a student today with whom I share very, very beautiful intellectual connection as well. We always have beautiful conversations, and very deep, and I do feel that we help each other a lot. Um, Today she just said, I've been having this thought this morning, and I just felt like I wanted to ask you, are you coming back at any time? Because I do feel that we need you and people like you here now. And very honestly, I felt like telling her that it's too painful for me, the idea of considering going back home. Um, not not because of anything else than the the trauma, what it triggers within, you know. Um, because there are so many things going on that for me are totally unacceptable. And I know that for me to come back would not mean like conforming anymore. I will not go back to be a yoga teacher with pretty leggings and yoga outfits and please the mass. For me to go back would mean share what I've been learning and support, but also be direct. Also, um, for those who would be willing to receive, allowing them to see with their own eyes and not be in the pond of the lies of somebody else. So as she was asking me, I really realized all of a sudden there was this um, it was like a purge, like a very big purge starting within myself, where I just realized why I was saying, which it doesn't happen that often anymore. Um, I usually have, yeah, I usually am able to observe first what is about to come out, and this time it was really like it just flew out. Um, how actually I had to fight so much my whole life while I was there. Um, for me, unfortunately, the country is the representation of family somehow. And in my family, I had to fight for what I was allowed to wear, how I was allowed to have my hair. It was a fight for me so that I didn't have to wear makeup or high heels. Like it's not me. What I what I what I saw and the way I could express it. I grew up in a house where I would I would be told to just shut up and not say what I thought about the news, for example, because I would just make them too angry. Because whatever I thought it was bullshit or that it was uh, just not okay to have friends that were black because they were different, or it was not okay to have friends that were gay. I've been asked my whole life to just admit that I'm gay because I would frequent gays. And I had to fight for my right to study art instead of what they wanted me to study. And I could go on and on and on and on, like the mental manipulation, the violence. Unfortunately, even though I know that it's not just that, it's what I always project onto my idea of Italy, which it's just as any other country, you know, like it's just what where I was born, and unfortunately it happens to be a very narrow-minded country. Um, so I realized that there's a part of me that is a big coward, because even though I feel like I have so much that I would like to share now, and I would so love to be able to be the person that I needed for others, because I felt so isolated there that I wish that I could be that support for others there. There is a part of me that just doesn't want that fight, that doesn't want to feel that loneliness anymore, even though I'm so okay with being alone. I just don't want to hurt myself in that way and to fight a fight that is so painful. And while I was saying this, while I was then opening the door for her to sharing what she was going through and what people are telling her whenever she's expressing her vulnerability and her sensitivity, and just yeah, share how is the world for her in her eyes and what she's perceiving like as unacceptable. I just felt this mama bear, you know, like this lioness that was just absolutely ready to remind her that it's not hers to carry, that she is opening her eyes and that she's not alone, and that I was also there to hold her and remind her that it's valid. And that's when it hit me that actually I might not feel ready to fight, but this fire, I actually miss it. I've been so afraid of that fire my whole life, because I always felt that is what brought pain to me. Because me saying no would mean that my parents didn't love me. Me saying, no, fuck it, I'm gonna do it the way I want to, would mean that I have no family around, no brothers, that I am still the the black sheep that is just discarded, let's say. So there's a part of me that is very afraid of this fire, but at the same time, ooh, this fire is so sacred. This fire took me all the way here, and maybe, maybe it is exactly what is needed, not just for me, but for others. And yes, I think it might be time